So, isn't it funny how when you think things are going well and good and you're just letting your guard down to enjoy it, when wham, something comes along that changes it all? Hi, I'm Amy with Dragon's Foot Apothecary, and on today's vlog, I'm talking about these out of the blue, left field bust your bubble changes that we all experience, and sometimes they knock us on our bottoms. But I'm going to share with you how to avoid that and even maybe curtail them a bit. I cannot tell you the times that I have felt that like something has just come out of left field, nowhere, and rocked my world. Wow. Sometimes those changes really pack a punch, and I feel like my entire world is shaken from them. Like I'm going along, thinking my job is great, and then boom, there's a reorganization or a layoff occurring, or you get someone new in a boss position that's a real big jerk right out of the gate. Doesn't happen, right? Or I'm thinking my son is doing super great in school, everything's going great, and then comes the big email from the teacher asking for a conference and an action plan to fix some things. Ugh. Or my favorite one, I meet someone new and I start developing a friendship with them, only to find out they're just wanting to take advantage of me for something, or they want me to buy something from them, and they have no interest in me as a friend at all. That hurts. So all of these situations and many more like them bust our bubble, and it puts us in an instant stressful situation. We are left reacting to information or the situation, along with having hurt feelings, a bruised ego, loss of a relationship, and things that often just don't feel good. So now some of us, myself included, have learned over enough of these situations that if we keep our guard up and some armor around us, we can avoid the hurts when things don't go well, right? And it helps protect us against the what could happen until we feel safe enough that it will be all okay. And we think by doing this, if something happens, we can reduce the pain, stress, and amount that we are impacted by it if it does go wrong. We can even sit back and go, whew, so glad that didn't happen to me as it happens to someone else. Oh, no good. There's a couple problems with doing this, however. First, we can sometimes leave on that armor long past the time it is necessary, missing out on some really incredible moments and experiences in our life. Secondly, sometimes it doesn't matter. And despite having armor on, that bust your bubble impact is still going to happen. Now, maybe we can reduce the severity of it, but sooner or later, something is going to not work out in our favor. It's just going to happen. It is indeed a fine line and balance to know we're doing the smart thing in being able to protect ourselves and have a little cushion, and another of being able to just let things unfold as they're probably going to anyway. And that's the really funny part, right? That despite anything we do to protect ourselves, things like Murphy's Law are still going to happen regardless. We can call it Murphy, irony, coincidence, but just when you think the coast is clear, it seems like something goes wrong. So, you guys know I'm all about how to live more naturally and simply. So I considered how I could possibly deal with these bust your bubble situations and not let it become an out of alignment moment for how I wanted to live. So here's what I came up with. And I've tried a few different times to some success. First, I'm all about having a plan B. Insurance, savings, and the things that you have in place for rainy days and emergencies, because sooner or later you're going to need an umbrella to protect you from raindrops. It's going to happen. especially given the situation that has occurred this year with so many jobs lost and economical hardships being felt. We all could do more with our savings accounts for rainy times, right? But let's consider something. When you use an umbrella, you're not actually keeping your entire body dry. When we go out throughout our day and we meet new people, or there's changes at work or something else that we feel this need to protect ourselves from, I think that's okay to an extent. We need to make sure our armor is not getting in the way of us living our best life and preventing us from taking calculated risks that lead us to where we want to be in our life. We need to make sure we are trusting enough, open enough, willing enough to try new things, new relationships, new situations, and not be so protected against them that we miss out on what could truly be wonderful for us. That takes some work sometimes, but when you consider how to live more naturally in your own life, you'll see that it's actually a really wonderful way to try this tactic out. You have to be open to trying it, willing to try to explore it, looking at what it could mean, and how to make it work for you. That can't happen if you are in full rain suit and unwilling to see if it's even sprinkling outside. If someone offers you an essential oil to try it. Even if you've tried other brands before and didn't like it or didn't think it worked for you, this one might. We have a rule in our house for our son, who likes to be a picky eater, that he has to try everything on his plate. And if there's something that he doesn't like after he tastes it, it's okay. He doesn't have to eat the rest of it. But next time we serve whatever that is, he has to try it again. Every time. Now, he can't just say no, he doesn't like it because it's green, or he tried it before and didn't like it. Nope. We're not allowing him to put up his own armor all the way in trying new food. The same is true for us. When we encounter something new or different, we can't immediately put on that armor. So secondly, yes, bad things are going to happen, and yes, at times when we will be impacted by them. That's where Plan B comes in. But it is also important to know how we respond to it. Now, we can sit back and say, well, I knew that would happen, and be negative about it, or we can go through it and learn what new opportunities it creates or brings to us as a result of that happening. Now, I get sometimes we have to really look for those good things in the middle of a mess. And it won't always seem like there is a good thing. But trust me, there is. There is always a way to find a way to make any situation serve you in terms of your growth, your journey, and even open you up to things you didn't even consider before. Let those times your bubble burst in a situation be situations of beauty, where you can get to redesign an area of your life, or you get to change something so it leads you to something you really want or have in your life. Now, we often feel like we are the victim in change. I do it too. But I encourage you to see it another way. How can you be the victor in that situation? Where can it lead you? Lastly, it's not always easy at all when your bubble bursts. There's a lot of pain, hurt, loss, betrayal, grief, depending on what it is. Trust me, it is not fun being fired from your job or losing a friendship that you valued and felt important to you. I get that. But let yourself heal. Give yourself the time and space to heal, and not let it become a piece of your armor that prevents you from trying again. As I've worked through this, in my own life, when my bubbles have been burst, I have found tremendous help from the doTERRA Forgive blend. Applying this oil in my arm creases, over my heart, has helped me establish some peace about things, as well as to give myself that calmness to figure out what comes next. It is super important to take the time we need to figure that out and make a move that aligns to how we want to live and for what is right for us. Again, sometimes that is not so easy, and I think it's great to have some tools to help because we all need those, right? Another oil that I use in these situations, especially when they are happening in the moment, is called Balance. Now, this oil helps with remaining centered so that I'm able to respond from a place of calmness rather than chaos, and I have that physical and emotional reaction that is positive for me. It helps me stay level-headed and move intentionally through that situation, and that can be super important, especially when things are confusing or there's so much going on that you're not sure what to do. So, bubbles are going to burst, my friends. And because of that, we have to have a plan. I believe when we apply living more naturally to those negative situations, we can figure out how to navigate them easier and have the ability and tools to figure out how to emerge from them, still true to ourselves, and able to transition into rebuilding, healing, and moving forward. Wouldn't that be nice? So, are you ready to live more naturally? Let's connect. Reach out to me on dragonspitapothecary.com to start your free lifestyle wellness questionnaire that will lead you into your natural living journey. So until next time, friends, live well naturally. Bye.